Welcome back to another episode of the Lacing Up Podcast. We're back like we never left. Since you're back, go ahead and subscribe if you haven't. I greatly appreciate you being here. This podcast is about artists. We focus on artists, shoe customizers, anyone who's taking their art and try to take it to the next level, make a business out of it. Just bringing creative people and creative minds together and just seeing how they progress forward. So, our guest for today is coming from Wisconsin. I found this gentleman on Instagram. Welcome to the show, Kicks and Canvas. Jeff, what's up, man?
Listen, it takes wisdom to grab these sneakers and spin them. Cut a couple of linen and match them up with the denim call. Dollar Dito, he'll cook it up like a kilo. And have your Air Ones appropriate with the stilo. He's no Lilo, but he's mean with the stitch.
Do you tell them, the audience a little bit about yourself, who you are?
Yeah, so I guess I'll just start out. I live in a small town. I've always been into art and into shoes. Born in the 80s, raised in the 90s. I feel like the 90s, personally, is the greatest era for sneakers. You had the Iversons, Jordans, Pennies. Yeah, I always loved the art. I love to draw mostly with pencils. I love black and white. Um, yeah, so I've always just been into art. I feel kind of like schooling got me out of art in a way. I really didn't like being told what to draw. I kind of just wanted to do my own thing. I mean, looking back at it now, it was different ways to look at things and try different artwork out. And yeah, I kind of just was stubborn back then. I wanted to do whatever I wanted to do.
Yeah, I hear you on that, especially from a creative standpoint. So customizing shoes. One, what got you into customizing shoes? Let's start there. What got you into customizing shoes?
So I haven't been customizing for very long. I actually got laid off from a job, and I really didn't do any art since I was a kid. My wife has really pushed me to do the art, and you just kind of lose it. I had a family, and you have other priorities. I really, yeah. So I got laid off, unfortunately, and my wife just pushed me to try and use my art. And I've always been into sneakers, so I figured I'd just combine the two. And so far it's been going pretty good. I really enjoy doing it, making the videos, making the art, and yeah, I'm glad that I did it. I there was a famous quote by Jim Carrey. He talks about his dad, and his father was the funniest person in the family, and he could have been a great comedian, and he never pursued it. He stayed at a comfortable job, and one day he got laid off from that comfortable job. And he basically, the moral of the story was, you could fail at something you don't like, so you might as well try something and fail at something that you do like. So I'm kind of sad in a way that I got laid off from that job. I really enjoyed it, but it has pushed me in other things in other ways, and it's helping me create this art.
Right, right. So, you brought up something, I think that's um, very, I guess, crucial and important for the audience to kind of think about. So, talking about one, chasing something that's is uncharted territory and something that's scared or that could be scary, but also finding whatever that thing is to get over the hump to push yourself to do it. So could you speak a little bit more to that?
Yeah, I think so too. When you're younger, maybe you're into some things, and I feel like you kind of lose that passion. I always loved basketball. Growing up, huge fan of the Bulls and Michael Jordan, and I love the N1 mixtapes. I just played basketball, basketball, basketball. And as you get older and you have kids, your focus kind of turns to them. Your family, providing for them and making sure that they had everything that you didn't have growing up. And I feel like it's important. I kind of, like I said, I fell out of love with art and basketball. And now I'm getting to that age where I'm not getting any younger. I'm 40. Maybe this is my midlife crisis. I don't know. But yeah, I love doing it. And it's good for you to it's never too late. I mean, to push yourself, follow your dreams. And I think it's important to do something for yourself. Maybe be a little selfish. Um, as we get older and, you go out with your wife and you do things with your kids, take them to volleyball, basketball, all that kind of stuff. And I think it's important for yourself to find time to do something that you love, whether it's video games or, going, even if it's bowling or playing golf or whatever you're into, just find time for yourself and doing things that you love. Like, don't lose sight of that, I guess would be the best way to wrap that up.
Yeah, yeah. So, um, I I personally worked in education for a long time, and I would get a lot of kids that come in who are like, "Well, I'm passionate about this, but I'm going to go study this other thing because that's where the money is." And a lot of times, they
Mhm.
just did not have somebody around them who had the knowledge to tell them, "Hey, yeah, you want to be a writer, but writing a book is not the only way." Like every place has a PR person, all the different marketing things, scripts need to be written, so on and so forth, and just trying to find that lane and like push into that space, as they're trying to grow and figure themselves out too. Hmm. I wish I had some of those cheat codes when I was a lot younger, that's for sure, than right now.
Yeah. And it is hard too, because when you're young, I know I tell my kids stuff and it's probably the same thing my parents told me. And I don't want to listen. What do you know? And so I get what you're saying, you try to relay that to the kids, but sometimes it is hard, they don't understand. I always say my kids have never known me as a kid. My kids have only known me as an old person who doesn't know anything. I was never cool, so the shoes is kind of helping with that now. But yeah, sometimes it falls on deaf ears, and I totally get it. We were all kids once and we knew everything.
Yeah. I tell my kids I'm 25 every time
Yeah,
they
at heart, right?
Yep, yep. Stayed
Yeah.
that way for a long time.
Yep.
So, jumping back to the shoes real quick, what would you say is your favorite pair of shoes to customize and why?
To customize, I guess it kind of just depends what I'm doing. I haven't been in the game very long. I started with Air Force Ones, Jordan 1 lows. It kind of just depends. If I want to put a big maybe mural or a design on it, I would like a higher top shoe. So the Jordan 1 mid or high. I don't know. People, I guess, are arguing about if it's a high top or a mid, but yeah, so I just did a Lord of the Rings shoe and I wanted to do like a Sauron on the back. So I wanted a bigger shoe just so I had a bigger canvas, I guess. So I'm down to try any shoe. That's kind of like what I'm pushing with the YouTube channel is I just put myself out there. I feel like comfortability can be a crutch at times, and even for myself it's hard to get out from my comfort zone. Maybe you're comfortable in a job or comfortable in a routine that you do. I know my kids are very comfortable playing their video games and stuff, so it's hard to like get them out and motivated nowadays to play and try different things. So I try to set a good example, and I really try to do that with my art. Just I'm not afraid to just try it. Um, I'm scared going into it. I'm not even gonna lie. Some shoes I've done, I'm like, kind of freaked out about it before I even started customizing. Like, I don't know if people are gonna like it. I don't know how it's gonna turn out. And I'm just like, just do it. Just screw it. Just do it. We'll see. And so far, I've been pretty surprised. And I think when you do that, get out of your comfort zone, you can surprise yourself a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. So I think it's funny hearing some of this because I'm kind of in the same space in a lot of areas in my life, and I've been like telling myself my thing right now is fear is fake. I don't know if you know what your religious or belief backgrounds are, but for me, just understanding that I'm not supposed to have a spirit of fear. It's supposed to be
Mhm.
a strength, love, and sound mind, right? So trying to channel more of that in what I'm doing and just yeah, whatever. Push that to the side. There's fear's fake. Let's push forward and move through it. Because to be honest, a lot of stuff that we are afraid of 80-90% of it never happens, right? And then just
Yeah,
the other side of the hill, so um, that and then also creating this problem solving. There's so many things that come to us, or while we're trying to do a project that we have to try to figure out or fix, or maybe call the customer back and say, hey, I can't do these shin guards, right? Like I was watching your site
yeah,
Minecraft, and it was like, hey, this is taking too much time and too much material. Just let me focus on the shoe, and then we can move forward from there. So I think that is very, very powerful. So there's going to be some type of obstacle and hurdle, is just to push through to get to the other side, right?
absolutely. Yeah, I feel like too. I try to instill a lot of these lessons that I've learned on my kids, like I said, and I've never regretted anything that I've done. I've regretted a lot of things that I didn't do, you know, and I'm sure you kind of feel the same way. It's like even with the shoes, I wish I would have started it 10 years earlier. Anything that I've ever
Yeah,
not done, I look back, I'm like, man, I really wish I would have did that. Anytime, I'm sure, starting your YouTube channel and putting your work and your passion into something and then like sharing it with the world, it's honestly, it's scary. It's scary for me anyway.
yeah,
And scary what people are going to think. Are they going to like it? And yeah, I think it's just something that you have to work on, obviously, and then I don't think you ever really conquer it. It's just
yeah.
something you have to work on and try and be better every single day.
Yeah, one of the things that in that space I constantly tell myself is that one, I got to be realistic about it, right? There's going to be some people who like it, and there's going to be some people who hate it. There's going to be some people who just
Yeah.
for the sake of hating, right? Whether
Well, they say if you try to please everyone, you please no one.
yeah,
That's what they
yeah,
say.
yeah. But taking that old NWA model, right? It's still publicity regardless. So if you tune in and watch to hate it or tune in and watch to like it, either way you tuned in. Like
Yeah,
that's what what I'm saying. I need people to tune in order for this to work and to move forward and those things. So I mean,
yeah,
you gotta unfortunately take the negative with the positive and take the positive with the negative, flip it.
yeah. Well, there was the famous story with Howard Stern when he was first starting out. They were looking at his listening times, and the people who hated him actually listened to his show longer because they wanted to see, what he would say next. So kind
Find
of
to pick
flip
away
the
at.
script around a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. Um, so question, you're doing this and pursuing this as a entrepreneur now?
Eventually, I'm trying to learn entrepreneurship as I go. Right now, I'm just having fun with the art and making the videos. I've always been super nerd into movies and stuff, even with the music. So I really like to focus. Sometimes doing the videos takes longer than actually making the shoe, to be honest. But I'm still learning some tricks. A lot of my friends actually make movies, and I always thought it was super cool. And a lot of the times, even with the videos, I try to like match up like even the music, like something you wouldn't think about. So if it's like a bright sunflower shoe, I try to have like bright music in the background. And the Fast and Furious shoe, had like fast paced music and quick clips and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm just enjoying the ride right now. So if something comes of this, great. If not, I just enjoy making the videos. And my daughter, who's at that age, who loves watching, YouTube and YouTube stars and wants to do her own channel one day. I'm kind of weird about that being so young, but she is my absolute biggest fan. She shows all her friends. I've gotten a bunch of subscriptions just from, she'll go at a slumber party and I'll have 5 new subscribers just from her showing her friends. So, uh, yeah, I really enjoy doing it and the kids love it. So I'm going to keep doing it, whether this turns into something or not.
Yeah, awesome. So what's something that you're working on now that you're excited about?
So just going after like new ideas. I think I guess if I had maybe a style, I don't really know it yet. I've only done probably 30 shoes. My most popular shoe was a neon graffiti shoe that I did. and I've always been a huge fan of street art. I love graffiti. I used to DJ for a long time, so I did like turntables. I love hip hop music, like breakdancing, like that culture. I'm all in on it. So yeah, I love the street artist Banksy, and I always mess up his name, but Banksy, I'm a huge fan. It's mostly just black and white stencil with like pops of color. So if I ever did like a sleeve, I have a bunch of tattoos. I just love black and white, simple. And I do love the neon colors, so I like just combining that. So black and white with like a pop of color, I guess, to just make it stick out even more. I might have shot myself in the foot because the neon colors are not the easiest to work with. So I guess if you want an exclusive, I got some neon shoes I'm working on right now. If you want to check them out.
Yeah, let's see 'em.
So I just a little backstory on these. I love the cartoon style. I've always been a fan of the cartoon style, just the outlines and all that. And I like doing the neon lighting. I did this. This was like the third thing I ever airbrushed in the back here. It kind of looks like a neon sign. So I really wanted to incorporate that into Black Air Force One. So kind of flip it on its head, do a cartoon style, and then I wanted to do like neon coloring all over it. So I
That's
kind
good.
of did this. So yeah, I mean it's like a neon, I guess graffiti type of style. I mean that's kind of like what I've been into. So yeah, I'm shooting the video right now. These should be out pretty soon, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with these, man.
Yeah. How many times did you have to clean out that airbrush and change the colors, Lord?
It's a lot. That's what I'm saying. I just torture myself. I guess, but I like to push myself and try different things. Yeah, so every color you had to clean out the airbrush, and as you know, if you've worked with an airbrush gun, it is the greatest thing I've ever used, and it is the most frustrating thing I have ever used.
I
I
got
mean,
two of them right here.
tip drying and cleaning it out and making sure everything's good for the next time because it'll spray fine, and then the next color you put in, the paint doesn't want to come out. So then you got a problem shoot. So the more I use it, the more I get comfortable with it. Obviously, you learn how to troubleshoot. And yeah, they say one of the biggest things about customizing shoes is not like painting the shoe, it's learning how to fix mistakes. So uh, yeah, I'm finding that there's a lot of mistakes going on over here. Trust me.
Hey, it happens to all of us, man. So
Yeah.
it's part of learning. That's why I say creating is problem solving.
Yes,
That's
sir.
why that's one of my things. So you said you've made probably about 30 pairs of shoes right now. Give me your top five customs that you've made that you like.
Top five. Ooh. It's tough because I could go a couple ways with this. Top five like most meaningful, or top five of my like favorite. So that's a good question because it could be interpreted in a couple ways. So right off the bat, we had a dog that family dog that we lost, passed away, and I did customs for my daughter with two portraits of the dog on there, and I'd never done any type of portrait work, and I was super scared, super nervous. I'm not even gonna lie, to even attempt it and then to film it and put it on camera and on YouTube. But yeah, I guess that would probably be the most meaningful. um what else we got here? I really enjoyed doing, I did a fire and ice shoe for a heating and cooling company, and I really like those. I've seen the burnt swoosh a couple times, and then I've seen it like burnt around the shoe, and I've never seen one that looked like a block of ice. And I guess the designing process, I have like a million ideas going through my head. I don't know about what do you do for your process? Do you like
So
sketch or do you do like Procreate?
I jump typically on Photoshop or like on my iPad or whatever, and do it because, like you said, there's so many thoughts that run through my head. I'm like, okay, I wanted it to look clean, um,
Yeah.
and then I'm like, okay, let's narrow this down. What looks best? What fits with certain panels the best? That kind of thing, and
Hmm.
go from there. And then some like okay, let's do something that's different and kind of push myself. So like these guys that are right here, um, there's some Grinch shoes, and
Hmm.
I basically took the head off of some stuffed Grinch dolls, and I attached them to the front of the shoe. So
Oh,
now,
like the fuzz?
yeah, see,
Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
yeah. And then I removed the tag and then put the tag on the side, but also put the Grinch head on the back.
Awesome.
But so like different stuff like that, you know. But just I'll lay it out on the computer first, especially when I have like it's for a customer or something like that. Lay it out, send the artwork to them, and try to see, hey, I like this, I don't like that, whatever, and then I can make the adjustments and go forward with them.
Yeah,
But I typically do it some type of layout on the computer first. It takes a probably takes more time than me just jumping in and freestyling some, depending on what it is, but
right.
yeah, so it kind of varies, but I tend to do it digitally first.
Okay. Yeah, I think I would like to eventually get into that, it's just the money and getting the all this stuff, together. Like I said, I'm just doing this as a part-time gig. So yeah, I would like to do the Procreate. I'm just such an overthinker, like nothing's ever done, nothing's ever finished. I will be my hardest critic. Whatever someone mentions down in the comment, trust me, I noticed it, I've seen it. I so yeah, eventually, but yeah, getting back to it, the fire and ice shoes I really liked. The Lord of the Rings shoes, kind of just going recently.
Yeah, those were cool.
Um, I appreciate that. It's just that's just going through like the process. I had the shoe, I had like the colors, and then like that was it. I had no idea like what I was gonna do, and definitely, like I said, overthinking stuff. But I think it's healthy sometimes to just put the shoe down. You don't have to get it done. I don't have 1,000 customers clamoring, so I can take a week with a shoe if I want to. Just set it down, think about it, come back to it, and yeah, so I guess what do we got here? We got the dog shoes for my daughter, the Fire and Ice, Lord of the Rings, the neon graffiti ones, definitely the ones that I did for myself, and I guess just my first pair. I did a pair for my wife, just simple splatter print, and then I put like a bandana going across that I really thought was cool. I saw that online, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'd have to throw my first pair in there because it's the first pair I ever did, and got me out of my comfort zone, out of my shell. First video I ever did, so those mean a lot to me for sure.
Yeah, cool. I like one of the ones that you did mention that I like of yours was the Wu Tang one. Um,
Okay, yeah,
I was like that honeycomb at first. I was like, oh, it scared me when you first went to airbrush it, and I was like, oh,
yeah.
okay, that's a gradient. Okay, that works. You know, like, but
I even said in the video I was scared to do
yeah,
it.
yeah. I saw you doing some test ones, like on some paper or something of it, but
Yeah,
like, oh, okay, that came out dope. I like those. So those were cool.
yeah. I try not to. I said it in one of the other videos too, like doing like splatter print or anything. I try not to experiment on the shoe. I'm sure people who've done it forever can just go right into it. But if you're trying out, get a piece of paper or a piece of tape. Even when I'm using an airbrush, I have like a white piece of tape just to see how big or how small the line and the paint's coming out. So yeah, just do that. Practice on some stuff and just go for it, man. I mean, the Wu Tang Clan shoe, I was just going to do a cartoon shoe. I'd seen it, I'd always wanted to do it, and I started doing it. And then I know that he's absolutely obsessed with the Wu Tang Clan. So I knew I had to throw that in there. So, like I said, the plan changed. I had an idea, and it didn't turn out that way, but I think it turned out better at the end. So,
Yeah, it turned out dope. I like it.
thank you.
So you said you're fairly new to this. I'm going to ask you some two questions. One, what's a tip that you would be willing to share or give to somebody else who's new or wanting to start? And then the other one is going to be what's the biggest lesson that you've learned so far, um, customizing on this journey?
Okay, so I guess the biggest tip is kind of what we talked about earlier, is to just do it. There's probably someone watching this or has watched my videos or your videos, and maybe they've always wanted to do it. And I say just do it. Most of the time in my videos, I try to explain a little bit like what I'm doing or how I'm doing it, just in case somebody wants to try it for themselves. So yeah, I would say to just do it. Just, I guess, the Nike slogan, get out there, just do it, man. And then a tip would be to not get frustrated and trust the process. I think the first couple shoes that I did, um, I really didn't like them halfway through. I don't know why. The Neon Galaxies that I did for my nephew was a football cleat, and I did not like them at all. I was like, I made a huge mistake. I was rethinking customizing altogether in general. But for some reason, when I take the tape off and it like reveals itself, I was like, wow, these actually look pretty sick. I don't
Yeah,
know if you have you had that where you're like, I don't like this. I don't know. Maybe I made a mistake, or you kind of second guess yourself. But you remove that tape and you see that clean bottom and the sock liner, and you're like, all right, I did pretty good here.
definitely. I've had so my very first pair of shoes, and I haven't done a video of this, but I need to, was some Vans that I did. And now I want to remake them on some Jordan ones, but it was like just freestyle hand. I didn't know what I was doing. Wrong
Mhm.
paint, wrong everything. To be honest, I didn't know about an Angelas or any of that stuff. At
Yeah,
that time, and I'm just trying to make it happen and go for it. And then when I got back into it, the first pair of shoes I did was some Walmart shoes because I didn't want to spend a bunch of money on some shoes and then
yeah, for sure.
do it right. So I got some Walmart shoes and prepped them the best I knew how, and then kind of did just really color blocked. I didn't go into like detail or whatever on them. I just wanted to see if I could do it. Really go through the processes and making sure that I was doing it the right way and stuff was laying down and smooth and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, definitely. There's been so many things. Even before I got a Cricut, I tried to do stencils by hand with just tape and drawing it on there and like
Yeah,
all that stuff. So yeah, it's definitely been a journey, and there's a lot more space for me to grow too. Because at some point, I would like to get my own sewing machine and design and build something from scratch too. I think
yeah,
be cool as well. But it's a process and you grow with it as you go. So, um, but yeah, I think all that stuff is important. Everybody has a journey and those type of things. And there's a bunch of people out here that are trying new things all the time too. So
right.
that are taking it to a whole nother level that's mind blowing. So, but yeah, it's another canvas for lack of a better word. So like we were talking about art earlier, right? Like uh,
Yeah,
I went to undergrad and my degree is in art, but it's more in ceramics and sculpture. But I did a little bit of everything, um, right? And you think about traditional art, and this is one of the things that I felt like I was battling when I was in school. Like I wanted to paint on skateboards and different mediums, and it was like,
yeah,
nah, you got to be on campus, you got to be on paper. Like it has to be this traditional model. And I was like, no, I want to break the mold and do something different. Um,
right.
Now I actually get to do some of that, and it's acceptable, it's okay, people see it as art, those different type of things. But yeah, so I think it's been so far been a cool experience and journey, and just for me, just trying to continue to grow and move forward. So,
For sure. How long have you been doing it?
oh man, I would say I jumped back in on it and started being a little bit more consistent around COVID. Uh,
Okay, yeah.
then I kind of fell off for a little bit, and now I'm just kind of picking it back up again. Um,
It's hard. It's
but
like,
I
but
still do stuff here and there, right? You talked about like being critical of yourself. Like I would shoot stuff, and then I would like edit it, and I'm like, nah, I don't like it, and I wouldn't post it. And I'm trying to change that thought process now, and just like just post it and put it out. You know,
Yeah.
um, the biggest thing for me right now is trying to find a way to be consistent and getting stuff out there, and posting it. But I also wanted to have these conversations too, right? Because everybody goes through some type of journey, and it's something that we can pull from each other and learn from each other.
Oh yeah.
As creatives, just trying to chase something that's not the norm, um, yet, but will be the norm at a different time in the future. So
Right. I wish they would have had some kind of shoe painting thing in high school or whatever art class I had. And it's you gotta this way, this is how it's gonna be. And some people don't learn like that. I'm a very visual learner. I can watch someone paint something one time and do it for myself. But if it's written down, I'm just like, what do you want me to do? So very visual learner, I love working with my hands and just getting out there and doing stuff, man. So
yeah,
I'm glad you're back, and it is the consistently. It's like with anything, like working out or going to the gym consistently. Like once you stop, it's so hard to get back in. That's why I'm just trying to get this thing going. I started this when I was laid off, and uh, fortunately, I got another job, so which is awesome, and providing for the family. But trying to keep these going. I was doing a video a week, and now it's like 2 weeks, and then 3 weeks. But like I said, I don't want to rush the shoes, and I like doing the editing process and all that. So just stay consistent, man. Keep it going, dude.
yeah, definitely. That's the plan.
Oh
So
yeah.
forward there. Switch gears a little bit. Earlier, you talked about like hip hop and that kind of thing. So, give me your top five hip hop or rap artists. Thank you for watching. Wanted to interrupt the podcast real quick to let you know my website is coming. My website is coming. That means I'm going to be selling some merch. You're going to be able to, if you want to get your own pair of custom shoes, go ahead and fill out the information. We can communicate that way. If you want to before then, go ahead and DM me on Instagram. I'm here for that. If you haven't yet, subscribe, share with a friend, let them know what's going on. Back to the pod.
Yeah, so definitely Tupac for me over Biggie. Like I said, growing up in the '90s, hip hop was just such a big culture. I feel like. Call me old. I don't know what it is. I can't listen to music nowadays. Maybe I don't understand. Is it not? Is it just not good, or am I just old? I don't understand. I feel like yeah, back then I just loved the storytelling of it. You know. Yeah. So Tupac. So I say Tupac over Biggie. I mean, I love Biggie. Outcast, definitely my favorite group of all time. I must have played the Equimini album on repeat for forever. Still listen to it. I love Outcast. God, top five. I guess those are the ones who really like got me into it. I love all music. People always ask me like, what do you listen to? And I love the Beatles. Um, I love like Nirvana. Um, yeah, I listen to everything. My wife loves country though, and I'm not really a big country fan. But I listen to it because she listens to it. Yeah, God, top five. That's good. I guess
Diamond.
Dylon, and Dylon, right? Because he
Yeah,
spits hot fire.
yeah. That's
So
hilarious.
that'll be my top five, I guess.
That's hilarious. I haven't heard that in a long time.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's good. So what is it about you mentioned like just things being black and white. What is it about the simplicity of black and white that you enjoy, or what about that aesthetic that draws you to it?
Ooh, that's a good question because I don't know. I really don't. It's a really good question. Man, I don't know. Maybe in a way it's going back to being uncomfortable. I've never been really good at painting with a paintbrush. The shoes is a little bit simpler. I mean, I like doing the airbrush and that. And then you kind of just paint the different colorways. The only thing that I've really painted on them was that the dog portrait that I did, and then some of the elvish writing on the Lord of the Rings shoe. Yeah, I guess maybe because I wasn't good at it, that I never really found a love for it or a passion for it. I just always liked the erasability of pencil. You screw up, you can just erase it right away. I feel like paint's a commitment. Like we're painting this, we're painting this. I mean, you can go over it and that, but yeah, I guess that would be my answer is just the simplicity of it, the cleanness of it. I feel like if you put too many colors in something, it just kind of maybe distracts from some of the pieces of it, I guess. But yeah, it's a very good question. I'm some of my shoes I'm doing right now are neon colored and bright, and they're all over the place. So I guess it's the simplicity of it, and it's easy to just start again if you have to.
Yeah. Uh,
But
So
it's a good question. I'd never even thought about why or so.
how long have you been using the airbrush?
So I would say maybe 15 years ago, I just got a cheap airbrush gun, I think from Hobby Lobby or something, and it came with I think it was like an all-in-one, or maybe I had a small air compressor. I'm not really sure. But I tagged his bedroom walls. So back when famous Stars and Straps, the Travis Barker clothing line was like a big thing, I had this t-shirt and I did like a huge mural on his wall. And then I did like a rock star mural on the other wall with like smoke coming out of it. And I pretty much just did that and never really went back to it. I guess maybe because it frustrated me so much, always getting clogged, stuck with paint, and I was like, this just ain't for me. I've always loved it. Airbrushing art is definitely something working at getting better. I've always enjoyed it. I just was not very good at it, and it just frustrated the shit out of me, to be honest.
Yeah, that's one of the things that like trying to learn. I've never been really good with like controlling my line weight and some of that stuff with
Mhm.
that brush. And I was watching some of some of your videos, like the customs you did for yourself with the brick and then the neon straps with all the different colors. Just trying to have a control to go around the edge
Yeah.
and achieve what you want to achieve. So that's kind of why I asked the question, just curious of like what's been your journey there, and then kind of like how have you gotten the control that you've gotten so far with using the airbrush?
I guess, well, for just practicing before I actually airbrush on the shoe. So in that video, I think I'm pretty sure I airbrushed like a white line on a black piece of paper that I had, just like kind of show you how I did it. And then using just two hands, nice slow control, and I feel like you can always add paint. It's kind of hard to take paint off, so I like to just do, even when I'm drawing with a pencil, I'll just do a light line, and then when I like it, then I'll darken it in. So I do that a lot of the time, where I'll just do like a white line, and if I like it, then I'll add more to it. Can't really go back unless I mean, you can acetone it and take the paint off, but I'd rather just not do all that.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's so one of one of my I guess you would say side hustles was cutting hair in college, and it's the same method, right? Like I can take a little bit off at a time, but if I take a big
Yeah,
gap,
100%.
I can't pick it up off the floor and put it back on the head. It's not so, take a little bit off and just kind of work your way in. So yeah, I definitely understand that and hear that for sure.
Yeah. What's your favorite shoe you've done?
My favorite shoe that I've done so far. Oh man. Um hmm, I I don't know. That's a hard question. Um One of the ones that was very, very intricate. I just did some. This is a few months ago, but I just released a video. It was some Spider-Man shoes, and I did
Hmm.
Gwen Spider on one and Miles Morales on the other. Um, and they were so detailed and so intricate. It was, like a pain in the butt, but I did like the way that they came out. And I
Hmm.
was trying to use some like wanted to have like the comic book feel on some pieces of it, but without the line work. So I used like the comic book dots and like some of that other stuff in there. I like those and the way that those came out. I like the Grinch ones. Uh, I kind of like these guys over here that were some of the first ones I did when I kind of got back into it in around COVID time. Just
Yeah.
trying to create my own version of an off white and take a Jordan one and see what I can do with it. So, but I don't know. I guess I would say my favorite hasn't been made yet. Let's say that.
Oh yeah, good answer.
There's
I
a
like that answer.
ideas that I have that I want to accomplish, and I know the more I do it, the better I'm going to get at it, right? And
Hmm.
with repetition. So, yeah, let's say that. The my favorite one is the one I haven't made yet. So,
I like that answer. Keep pushing yourself. Yeah.
exactly, exactly. Keep pushing forward. So talk to me a little bit about the resilience, right? You mentioned what got you back into the space and trying to create, but to after going to work, being exhausted, pushing through all that, being a father, a husband, everything else, and then going, okay, let me go sit down and lock myself in this space and try to push through and create. Talk to me a little bit about what that looks like for you and what that process looks like.
Well, that's just kind of a daily grind thing you have to do. You have to put yourself in that mindset. Like I talked about earlier, it's kind of just like working out. You have to commit to doing this and you have to want to do it. I used to smoke cigarettes for a long time. I haven't for like 5 years. And that was like, if you're not ready to do it, my uncle told me don't even bother doing it. He's like, when you're ready, you'll commit and you'll actually do it. Because I would quit, go back, and then finally, I'm just like, I'm done. I'm committed to this. I have to be strong. I have to be diligent. Um, and I guess you have to start routines. What does it take? 90 days or something to get into a routine. So I try and just do a little bit every single night. Um, that's just like I said, baby steps. It's what I'm into right now. Just taking baby steps, taking this slow, and just try and work on the shoes and myself every single day. Getting better and uh, getting over that fear, I guess, of creating and putting myself out there. Just, just go for it, man.
Awesome.
So
Awesome. So, last question for you. Where can people watching find you at? Where can we follow you? Um, if you're taking commissions, where do they go for that? Like, what does that look like?
yes, so mostly just focused on the YouTube. I do have so that's at Kicks and Canvas. And then I do have an Instagram at Kicks and Canvas _223. TikTok, Kicks and Canvas. And then if you're looking for customs, you can email me at kicksandcanvas223@gmail.com. Yeah, I pretty much just been focusing on the YouTube, and the other stuff's kind of been a side project like the TikTok and Instagram. Still trying to figure it all out as a 40-year-old man, jumping in on the TikTok and trying to navigate my way through it.
Yeah, definitely. I hear you. Awesome. Thank you, sir. I greatly appreciate you being on today.
Dude, I
And
appreciate it, man. Like you've had some pretty heavy hitters on there. A lot of people that I look up to in the community, and I can't thank you enough for having me on, man. I had a blast, and I'm so new into my journey. I'd love to get back with you and in the future and see
yeah,
how we're both doing, man.
yeah, for sure. That'd be cool. There we have another one in the can, another awesome artist on the channel. Jeff, we greatly appreciate it. Everybody go and follow him at Kicks and Canvas. across all social media. Thank you again for tuning in. If you haven't done so far, subscribe. Trying to grow this channel, man. We need interaction. Communicate down below. Leave a comment in the comment box. Until next time, remember, fear is fake. Creating is problem solving.
It takes wisdom to grab these sneakers and spin them. Cut a couple of linen and match them up with the denim call. Davidito, he'll cook it up like the kilo. And have your Air Ones appropriate with the stilo. He's no Lilo, but he's mean with the stitch.